Hi everybody, it's Material Girl 338. I'm making keto style meatballs, and I'm still on keto, and I'm doing good, and I think I'm down 7 or 8 pounds, which is really good for me. So I'm basically gonna make them like I make my Italian meatballs, but keto is really not that different, because you can have the chopped meat, you can have garlic, you can have your spices, you can have grated cheese. I'm putting basil in here, which is from my garden, fresh parsley from my garden, eggs, and onions, okay? But normally when I make my Italian meatballs, I use 3 different chopped meats, which I don't have. I have chopped meat, top of the sirloin, and I mix it with ground pork and ground veal, okay? All the Italians from New York, New Jersey, Brooklyn do that way. You don't make meatballs unless you mix those 3 meats together, because that's what gives it the flavor. So here I have my chopped meat. I'm going to make the eggs. I'm going to break some eggs. I have 2 eggs. I may need more egg, depending on the consistency of the meat. And sometimes you can feel, well, actually all the time, you can feel it. You can feel the meat. If the meat is too wet, then, you know, you have to add another egg. The only thing I'm not putting in here is the breadcrumb. So in replace for that, I wanted to put some almond flour in it, but it may change the taste to it. So I'm just going to leave it alone. I'm not going to put almond flour, coconut flour. I'm not going to put panko or breadcrumb. Okay, because on keto, we can't have that. So I'm going to add my fresh parsley. I'm going to add some onion. This is a small onion, and I'm not going to use the whole thing. And if you watch my videos, you know that I like onions. So, okay, I'm going to break up some basil. And these are so fresh. These are from my garden. I'm growing such beautiful basil this year. I have found that I've been starting to do hydroponics, and I bought this hydroponic fertilizer called Fox, and my plants, my leaves are this big. Okay, so now I'm going to add the garlic. I have minced garlic here, but I'm not going to add all this garlic because it's a lot. So maybe about, no, you know what? I'm going to add the whole thing. This is about 6 to 7 cloves of garlic. I'm going to add my grated cheese, and I don't measure the grated cheese. I take it with my hand. So 3 scoops, okay? 3 scoops. I'm going to put some more parsley in. Basil. That's what's going to give it the flavor. And then a little bit of pepper and salt. I think that's like 1 teaspoon. Okay, that should be it. Now, when I make my meatball, hold on 1 second, guys. When you make the meatball gets hard, and sometimes it sticks to your hands. So take some warm water, and you dip your hand into the water as you're making the meatball. First I have to mix it. So, and I feel it already. It feels dry. Normally when I make my Italian meatballs, I add the breadcrumb, but sometimes I take the bread and I chop it up in a cube. You know, a couple of slices of bread, American bread, potato bread, and I take like 2 or 3 or 4 slices, and I chop it up in a cube, little baby cubes, and I add it to the chopped meat. And then I add milk. And milk helps bind the meat. All right, so to me, this feels dry. I can feel it. It feels dry. I'm going to have to add another egg. But first, I got to disinfect my hands. So, and I usually wear gloves when I do this, but I ran out of them, so I don't have them. Okay, I'm gonna add another egg. I just want to rinse off the soap from my hands. Yeah, this feels much better. You can tell, you can feel it. You don't want hard meatballs, you want moist. And the moist meatball comes from the eggs and the liquid that you can put in here. So being on keto, I don't know if milk is okay. I'm saying cheese, you know, I'm thinking cheese, but you got to give it some flavor. Okay, so I'm going to make 1 or 2 meatballs, and then you guys are on your own. And my grandmother never made round meatballs. She made like little baby mini hamburger meatballs. Well, she used to fry them. And then they were long, like oblong. And I got the oven heating up at 375. I don't want to put the oven up too hot because it's a hot day out. And I'm heating up the house. But you got to cook and you got to eat. See the water, what it does? It binds it together. Okay, and it's that way. It's not round. And these are big meatballs, so I think I'm going to make them a little bit smaller because I'll be making a whole pound just for 2 meatballs. That's much better. Okay, so I'm going to make another one, and then I will show you the finished product after I cook them. Mix my hands. Really like touching the chopped meat with my raw hands. I'd rather do it with gloves, but like I said before, I don't have the gloves, so it is what it is. Okay? Okay, everybody, the meatballs are done. They didn't take that long. They took maybe about less than 30 minutes. I'd say about 28 minutes. They're beautiful, but as you can see here, there's a lot of fat on the side of them. But on keto, this is good. But I don't eat that. I don't, you know, because that's the fat from the meat. But they look good. So I'm going to make sauce now for my fermented tomatoes. And I'm going to add like 1 or 2 meatballs to it. Or I'm going to put the sauce on top of the meatballs. I'm going to serve this tonight with a side of cauliflower and maybe some salad. I don't like that fat on it. I'm going to taste one. I'm going to tell you how it tastes. I'm going to cut into a half one. Well, they look beautiful. Except that there's no breadcrumb in it. So it's too hot right now to eat it. So the only difference really is, like I said, the breadcrumb and the milk. And I do that bread mixture with the bread, but on keto, we're not to have that, so we're not having it. So we're not going to talk about it. Okay? All right, so let me try it. That's too big. And as you can see, I have parchment paper on it, and this chopped meat is very oily. I'm going to taste it, but it's very hot. Very good. These are going to taste better when I put them. They taste good now, but I'm going to put them in the sauce, in the fresh fermented tomato sauce. And then I'll show you that when I finish it.